All right, here she is, the pre-finished product. After a few hours, so almost I don't know, three straight weeks of work, pretty much. Getting everything done. I don't even know. I don't know what time frame. I do have to give a thanks to RPM Motorsports on DuramaxDiesels.com. He had the info I needed. It's probably an old post by now, but he had the information I needed to complete a semi installation, I guess. I still have a lot of stuff to do. There's no doubt about that. Let me see if I can get the camera lens here. Sorry about that. But anyway, this is Note 9, man. They put the fingerprint sensor right in the way of the camera, so you always get it greasy and nasty. And I didn't check it. Anyway, so today was the drive it out of the shed day, which included the check engine light, which I still have, which is funny. But before I flick the ignition on, I'll explain a little bit more. Throw it in drive, bang, stuck in third gear, ABS brake lighter on, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I cannot communicate with the engine in any sort of manner. And there's also, because doing an LBZ swap on an LLY, you have to move a couple wires to the OBD2 port. I have not done that yet. I'm thinking the codes that are in there now are just history, for the most part. We have communication with the TCM now. Finally, I deduced that the TCM was not getting power. So I did not do any sort of research before doing this LBZ swap. I figured you swap the harnesses, you're good to go. Well, apparently that's not the case. There's a wire you have to swap on the fuse box. Let me just show you, because it's just infinitely easier to show you than trying to explain stuff. I don't tell a very good story as is anyway. So, like, for me, I learn better with pictures than I do with, writing. So this connector right here, this is the wire I moved. It was on F4, I believe, and now it's on A8. You have to move this pin, which is not hard to do whatsoever. You just pull this connector off, which is the 7mm. You gotta use some finesse to get this plug out. Don't try and yank on these as much as possible. But then you pull the safety the tabs out. I don't know if you can see. Nothing. Oh, you can kind of see the little stripes going across. Those are the safety lock or whatever to keep the pins from coming out. You take them out. All you take is a flathead screwdriver and they just pop right out the sides. You have to take both of them out, because you got to take the upper one and the lower one. There's two of them, pretty much one for each half. And and then there's just a little blocking tab you can get at with, in here somewhere. Yeah, I took this little itty-bitty, flathead screwdriver. I mean, it is just the dinkiest little thing. It's not going to focus worth a damn. There you go. Itty-bitty, dinky little screwdriver to open up the locking tab. That almost didn't do it. If you have a real fine pick, that'll work wonders. You'd see the locking tab hole on the top side of it. The top side. This is the bottom that we're looking at. And yeah, you just pull that out once you pull that lock tab back and pop it right in there, and there you go. F4 to A8. This guy had the information on the forum. That is your TCM power, your TCM. I was not getting any transmission activity whatsoever other than third gear limp mode, and that also took care of the ABS brake light, which is nice, because I heard someone on all these forums say you got to swap the fuse box, you got to swap the harness for the transfer case and the ABS unit. ABS works fine now. I took it out on a dirt road and I locked up the ABS. It works great. So now that that's out of the way, I just got to do the two wires for the OBD2 port. The thing looks like it's lighting up okay, the check engine light, but it's not. It's faint and flickery. I don't know why my camera makes it look like it's lit up perfect, but Service airbag, I am wondering if that is, because I put the 06 BCM in here, and I'm thinking it doesn't like the 05 airbag module, because apparently that is one of the things that is not transferable, the airbag module 6 to 05. I'm going to try and put the 05 module BCM back in, because I have an extended cab BCM. It does not know that this truck has rear doors. So when I open up the rear door, it does not say rear door ajar, all that good stuff. It does not turn on the dome lights, nothing back there. So, which I have the dome lights turned off at the moment. But anyway, now she fires up Cherry. Before, it took about 5 to 10 key turns before she would actually fire up and run. Before that, or before now, it would fire up and stall, fire up and stall, fire up and stall, and it would progressively get better until it finally stayed running. But now it just fires up, so that's good. I picked up a used sending unit to Pam's Auto in St. Cloud, and the story about that was, apparently the guy tried to test it before they gave it to me. And because they call it, because this is a diesel, a Duramax, it does not have a pump in the tank where the sending unit is. So they do not know that, because it looks like an average fuel pump sending unit. They're expecting when they hook power to it, the pump is going to run, it's going to perform. This does not have a pump in the tank. There's no pump in there whatsoever. So the guy hooks power to it or whatever. I wasn't there, but just going off what he said, he's just like, this pump's dead, it's not doing anything. And I'm like, well, it's not a pump. It does not have pumping properties. It does not even have a pump in it. And he goes, oh, that makes sense why it doesn't work. Yeah, that would make sense. It's coming off a diesel. Did you not know this? Well, not the, I mean, Duramax is pretty much the only one that doesn't have a pump in the tank. But anyway, still, I'm thinking he shorted the frickin' sending unit out, trying to try every pin he could to frickin' get the thing to pump. So, because I dumped 5 gallons into it, this is a different cluster. The 05 cluster is down on the floor now, which is perfect for it. Yeah, both of them read just pegged on E. So I'm pretty sure the sending unit is bad. I'll pick up some fuel tomorrow, dump in it, another 5 gallons. And hopefully she comes to life, because either that or there's another pin somewhere that needs to get put in that maybe the fuel isn't communicating. I don't know. But I'll put the other BCM back in just to see what happens. I've already done the security relearn like I did in my other mentioned my other video. But if it weren't raining like a mother trucker, I would be, and it won't keep me too much, but I want to get the gauges wired up and get the pod in here. So that's what I'm going to work on now. But I just figured I'd show you and explain. And that guy on the forum, his thread was LB7 to LBZ conversion or swap, something like that. And he actually had information right there on the very first post that helped me tremendously, because I sifted through threads and threads and threads, and I get a little bit of information that just did not help enough. It did not, oh, you need to swap a wire in order to get the TCM to power. Like, well, that's helpful, but what pin, what number, where, who, what, why, where, and when? And you would never get that information on any of those threads. In this one forum, this guy actually was helpful. So, quick little bit of information. I will share more as I have more. Like I said, I didn't do any research going into this. I just figured it was swap the harnesses and the thing's going to run and drive. And for the most part, just that one pin so far, and you got to add a couple down at the OBD2 port. So far, it's working out fairly well. I think there's a few more pins you got to swap or something, but right now everything's working great. So I will get all this put back together as much as I can, and maybe we'll go for a quick little rip and enjoy this nice new ride. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week. It is Tuesday. I'll make this 10 minutes just in case, but I don't know. I got stuff I need to do. Gonna do that mod on the rear doors so that they have courtesy lights. I don't know if I showed you that. I will, if I haven't. My last video might have. But the console and the seats are going in here from the other truck. But I got to figure out whether I can just hook power up to the battery leads in the other truck, or if I have to actually hotwire the seat like I did when I pulled them out of the junk vehicle. So, because I want my full power heated leather seats, baby. But I'm going to swap the BCM and see if the airbag goes away. If it doesn't, then we're probably going to have to swap the airbag module. And I will keep you all updated on that, because that's a whole situation and a half. So just because I think the module in the black truck has gone bad. When it was cold outside, it would, most of the time now, it's on all the time now, airbag, rollover sensor performance, which is underneath your seat. That's the module under the seat. And I don't know what's going on with it. It worked, and then the winter came, and it would come on until things warmed up, and then it would go off, and now it's on all the time. So I'm thinking the thing just went bad. It sounds like it failed, kind of like a coil pack does sometimes. Or you know, when you start the car up in reverse, I guess. Start the car up, it runs like brand new, you know, whatever, and then once the car warms up, the coil pack something or other, and it starts misfiring until the coil pack cools off again, and then it runs, then the coil pack starts firing. So I'm thinking that's kind of how the airbag module's dying, just in reverse. It's cold, it runs like crap, and once it warms up, it goes back to normal, except for now it's just on all the time. So I'm gonna have to find another module, unfortunately. Possibly. We're gonna see here. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot, and God bless.